Good afternoon, everybody. This is Josh with K4CO Radio, and we're breaking in with a wonderful interview right here. I got Sarah, our Vice President of Media. She just got done playing some songs in the afternoon. How's it going?
Hey, well, good afternoon. Happy Monday, everybody. I know it was kind of teary-eyed for me to have my last afternooner show for the year.
For the year.
Yeah. I mean, it just kind of culminated in my brain like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be back till January. So well, we get to end on a bang, at least I do, with an amazing Colorado musician, Nashville musician. I mean, this guy is just all over the place. Yeah.
Then go for it.
I know.
Go for it.
Okay. So we have Andy Sydow with us this afternoon. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Man, you are hitting the ground running is what this feels like. Well, thank you again for coming in. I just learned you actually live in Nashville.
Yes.
Now, is that correct? So you're back home probably for the holidays visiting family.
Yep. Visiting family, playing gigs most nights, and then the band is doing our Bluebird show on January 3rd.
That is amazing. Right after New Year's.
Yeah.
January 3rd.
It's going to be a wild time to do a big show. We'll just see how it goes.
Okay. Sounds good.
You all ready for Christmas with the family and everything?
Almost.
All right.
I still have to buy presents.
Ooh, yeah. All right, me too. So we're in the same boat.
I do too. Yeah. I fully have gone to the gas station on day of.
Yeah.
And pulled one of those before. So.
What do you get at the gas station?
Gift cards usually.
Okay.
I'm not like straight air freshener,
some
but
gum,
some gum. Exactly. There's a lot of stuff. You can buy candy.
Yeah.
You know, other chips and useless stuff and dip. But hey, you have to do what you have to do. I mean, sometimes you can't show up totally empty-handed. So, yeah, well, tell us about your journey. It sounds like you've been a musician for a long time, for many, many years. When did you start? And tell us a little bit about how you became a musician.
Well, I kind of started playing as a little kid. Both my parents play. You know, my mom plays piano and my dad plays guitar, and both, I think, avid amateur musicians, didn't do it for a career, but so they got me playing when I was really young, and my mom would write notes underneath stuff that I wanted to play, or write numbers, rather, and, with corresponding fingers so I could play things. And then I got into piano lessons, I think, in 3rd or 4th grade, and fell in love with music and kept picking up stuff and writing, and here we are.
That's awesome. You were surrounded by a lot of music growing up. That's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did your parents write songs too? And did they do any performing or just kind of hobby?
Just kind of a hobby.
Nice.
My dad took lessons as an adult, took guitar lessons for a while, but they both took piano lessons. And my mom got really good at piano, played through high school. And
very cool.
Did you grow up here in Colorado?
Yes, I grew up in Louisville.
Okay, right around the corner from Boulder.
Yes, yep. My parents are still in the same house that we moved into when I was 2.
Oh
wow.
My gosh,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is your room the same?
Well, I don't.
Since he was 2?
I don't know that I have I mean, we painted it. There's fresh wallpaper. No, I don't. I'm in the guest room now. My dad. My mom will go to bed at a normal time, and my dad will fall asleep on the couch. And so then if he goes upstairs at 2 or 3 in the morning, he can't disrupt my mom, so he goes and sleeps in what was my room for some reason. And so now I'm in the guest room when I'm in town.
Okay.
Which is fine. I'm a guest.
Yeah. It's so interesting. My question, do you have a crib still in your room? I wasn't going back to when you were 2.
That's what I was thinking right there.
What happens a lot of the time is it becomes a guest room or a gym, and it just kind of changes when the kid leaves. So I was just curious does it feel like it's still going back home, or does it feel maybe like you're a guest a little bit?
I think it still feels like going back home.
Yeah.
Just because I was there for so long, and I come frequently to perform. My band is still here, so there's, it still feels like home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your band is still here. You come to Colorado quite often then?
Yeah,
nice.
I come a good bit, and I have all my regular gigs here still. So every couple months I'll come and do 7 or 10 days, and I stack up as much as I possibly can in that time.
Without saying your absolute favorite, what's one of your favorite places to play? Coming back.
That's tough. Well, I love the Bluebird Theater. I'm excited to do that again. And then in terms of just a gig, I love playing at Eddie V's just down the street. I do that gig a lot, and that's kind of a different type of thing. That's not all my original music. It's a piano trio. So I play piano and sing with a bass and drummer, and we just kind of do different stuff every night. And I like that because I play with different people, and it's just a lot of fun to do.
Nice.
Cool. Well, this is such a small world. I don't know if Racine Parker is actually listening right now, but that is absolutely amazing. So shout out to her. We met her this past summer at the Inglewood Block Party. She performed there, an absolutely fabulous performer. And we had the happenstance of getting to interview her.
Yeah,
and,
it wasn't even planned. It was just...
Yeah, she was there and so delightful and sweet. And you all have collaborated, it sounds like, on a couple of songs.
We just put out a song together about... I don't know, probably it was in mid-November, so recently we put out a song called Get Close that we wrote together and perform. We sing together in the studio and stuff.
Nice. Yeah. It's such a small world. I love it, especially when musicians are collaborating. Mm-hmm. We find so many of the ones that we've met, and we're of course playing their music. It's just the overlap starts to really happen. And, why not? Like, hey, you do this really well and you do this well, and let's see what magic let's do a thing.
And I'm sure it's always been like that to an extent, but I feel like it's even more like that now. And people have different opinions on Spotify and streaming platforms and stuff like that. But I think one thing it's definitely done is encourage collaborations, because there's sort of this, I don't even want to say pressure, but there's sort of this thing where you need to be consistently putting things out. Mm-hmm. It's not a 2-year album cycle anymore. Mm-hmm. You can record an album, but now it's 8 singles and 2 bonus tracks.
Exactly.
So it's a different thing. And then it's not uncommon at all to take your song and remix it, and have a friend just like sing harmonies on it and re-release it, or write a song with somebody else, because you can release it under both of your artist names. And so it's mutually beneficial, and it really encourages collaboration, which I love. I loved doing that, and I'm hoping to continue doing more of that with other artists.
That's a great part of it. I do agree with that. I do kind of miss, old school like me. I just loved, going to get the album, listening to the whole album, the artwork, all that stuff. But yeah, it's a lot about singles and songs right now. But good thing about that is it just keeps people, interested throughout the whole year, instead of waiting 1 to 2 years for an album to come out.
For sure. EPs definitely, that's where the world is. It is podcasting, interviews, kind of what we're doing now, and on demand. We want to hear what you have right now. Yeah. And keep it fresh. And it's the singles that are kind of making it.
Well, and I'm still doing full albums. I just, the one I put out in October, I put out every single song as a single, just so it had its own moment on streaming platforms and with making content and stuff. But there's still an album. You can still smell the vinyl and stuff, or the pages inside, whatever. I smell things.
Vinyl. Just like, vinyl definitely had a smell. I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of musty.
Musty, yeah. Well, we have a vinyl player. I mean, it was that. Those are amazing, and they're kind of coming back a little bit.
They're coming back.
Yeah, the kids today have no idea what they were missing. So, well, I want to play one, if that's okay.
Yeah,
because I want to get into your journey into Nashville, and you have some new releases. So,
well, let's bring in another face in the crowd. Tell us a little bit about this song.
Well, this is on the new album Night Skin that I got to record with Anders Osborne. He produced it, and he was my favorite artist growing up. So it was a really wonderful experience, and it sounds nothing like I had it in my head when I wrote it. In the best possible way. He was hearing something a little different, and we went in and did it, and I was like, okay, that's cool. That's like Tom Petty, Heartland rock. I dig it.
Nice. Love it. All right, well, we will be right back. Here is Every Little Thing, another face in the crowd. That's right. Let's put that up. On K4CO, we will be right back.
Takes off on a secret really means is that he's gone. But Daddy really just had to keep on moving, as if somehow he could run back to his past. He was turning into the thing he used to laugh about. His childhood dreams had left him way too fast. In the right situation, that guy could have really made his kids so proud. But he went missing from the photographs, and he never came back around. Now he's just another face in the crowd. As the boy gets just a little bit older, it gets harder to keep on thinking like a child. That old man couldn't really be an astronaut without having to land every once in a while. In the right situation, that guy could have really made his kids so proud. But he went missing from the photographs, and he never came back around. Now he's just another face in the crowd.
Another Face in the Crowd by Andy Sydow. Andy, really like that song. That came out in your new album that was released just a few months ago.
Yep, just in October.
Just in October. Awesome. You said there was a different sound that you had in your head. What do you mean by that?
It was like an acoustic finger picking song, and actually we're going to release an acoustic version of the whole album where it's just me playing guitar or keys.
Okay.
And that's more how I was hearing it. It was a more laid back finger picking thing. And then as soon as Anders brought this idea to the table, I was like, oh, well, my idea was just terrible. I mean, this is where we need to go with this.
There's no such thing as a terrible idea.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I don't think so. But this is what we're talking. I'm the glass is half full, silver lining girl.
She is.
So just letting you know.
Yeah, great. We need that. That's a good balance in the room. I can tell.
Because musicians, especially, you throw everything out there.
Yeah.
And because you said something, it probably inspired him to say, you know what, let's try it this way.
Yeah.
So I mean, it still was a good idea. It just formed into something different.
Yeah, absolutely. Collaboration's awesome that way.
Yeah. You said, well, you looked up to him growing up, and you mentioned Tom Petty. I'm curious, through the years, who else has inspired you along your journey?
I feel like I would answer that question differently every day, just like on what's on top of my head. I've been listening to a lot of Dawes lately. I think they're one of the best rock bands out there right now. Great writers and stuff. I love Warren Zevon. Piano's my primary instrument, even though it's mostly guitar on this record. So, you know, I loved Warren Zevon, especially his piano stuff, and some of the, you know, more well-known artists like Elton John and stuff too. Jackie Green, Jason Isbell, Brandy Carlisle. I should stop because I could go all day.
I'm kind of the same way. That's why now it's like I say, name your top 5 right now. Because, it all depends on the day.
Yep.
If I'm mad, it could be Rage Against the Machine,
Right.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Everyone knows when I'm playing Metallica and Nine Inch Nails. Maybe don't talk to me for 30 minutes.
Well, you've been recording for quite some time. I mean, over a decade, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've gone through a lot of changes in that process.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, because, when I started recording, I mean, I was such a novice, sounded horrible. And then the more you do it, the better you get. So what were kind of just the changes even in sound throughout the years?
It's funny because I feel like we're all chasing our own sound and wanting to be completely unique, but it's really like chasing your tail in a way, because I don't know that you ever stop searching, or at least maybe that's when things get flat, when you stop searching. Mm-hmm. I've found that over the years I've fallen in love with certain artists, whether it be, Anders Osborne or Jackie Green, or when I was 16, it was Bob Dylan. And I tried to emulate everything they did, the way they wrote, the way they walked on stage, the way they gave interviews, the whole thing. You try to do that. And, over the last, I guess I put out my first record a little over maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. But over time, I've done that with enough different artists combined with my own life circumstance and experiences, where it sort of is something unique. And I think it's just going through blues and Americana and folk and boogie woogie and all kinds of different musical, phases and cultures.
Of course. Well, I think that kind of speaks to all of us, especially if you've been doing this since really early on. I mean, we draw from inspiration from all over the place, and then you emulate those people that you are inspiring and looking up to.
Yeah.
And then you find kind of your own flow, what really speaks to you, and kind of organically starts to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of times, even if you change, people don't like it. I mean, so many times. I mean, you mentioned Metallica. I mean, they lost a lot of fans, gained a lot of fans with many different albums when they changed.
For sure. So. I went through that. My inspiration when I was a little younger was Madonna, because she was cutting edge, never did anything like it, and she kind of shot from the hip.
Yeah.
And then she became kind of a poppy kind of artist. I'm like, I don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
You're not as edgy anymore. But then she went a little back to... Then she went really crazy, but it's all good.
People gotta follow their heart, and maybe you can tell when the change is that and when it's not, and maybe that's what causes it. But the classic line is always, "Oh, I like their old stuff better."
Exactly.
That's true. I'm sorry, Madonna. I keep rocking. Do what you have to do.
She still is rocking.
Yes.
Apparently, I don't know. I don't follow her. Do you follow her? Okay.
A little bit. So what brought you? So now you're in Nashville. So what took you out to Nashville?
Well, I love it here. This is always home. And I got it tattooed on my arm, for Pete's sake. But
nice.
But I wanted to try something different. I've been here my whole life. The two biggest reasons for moving is, number one, there's so much cool musical stuff happening everywhere, from the indie kids' home studio next door to all the independently owned venues and all the songwriter circles and stuff. It's kind of immersive, and though it's intimidating at first, it's just very, very cool. It sort of feels like summer camp in a way. So there's a lot of cool stuff happening there. The other reason, and maybe even the bigger reason, was to make traveling a little easier. You can play a show in Atlanta or Memphis or Cincinnati or Louisville or Asheville and drive home. And you can't do that here. In any direction, it's like 2 days to really start a tour. So, those were kind of the two biggest factors, I think.
Okay.
How long you been out there?
A year and a half.
Year and a half.
Okay. Oh, still kind of on the newer side.
I'm still a tourist in my own hometown, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll fit in. Do you find that are you playing more originals or covers? Mixture of both?
It's a mixture of both. When I'm in town, I just want to take easy background wallpaper cover gigs. I love doing that because I still get to play. And then you know, and I'm doing travel dates and stuff that's originals usually.
Okay. Well, you had mentioned when you're in town, you're doing almost a gig every day.
Yeah.
Where can people come hear you in the next 3 weeks?
I'll be all over the place. I'm going to be at Eddie V's Prime Seafood tonight. I do that gig a lot.
Okay.
And then I'll be at the Gaylord once or I think twice, just playing wherever they put me.
Okay.
Wherever they put me with a piano. Some other spots too. Those are the two that jump up right off the top of my head.
Okay.
So is piano your favorite instrument? Or is it like, I know you play guitar, right?
Yes, I love both. There's a lot of private parties too, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that time of year, holiday
Okay.
parties.
I won't crush those, I promise.
Yeah, well, you can. You totally can.
I might stalk you at Eddie V's, though.
You should.
Seafood sounds really good with good
does
music.
sound good.
That kind of
place.
sells me. It's amazing.
It's incredible food and service, and I personally think the music is an added flavor too. But,
I agree.
and I'm sorry, what did you ask?
No, I was curious. So, you know, it's like I play guitar, I play piano. What is everybody? I think has a favorite.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned the piano quite a bit.
Well,
so far, so
I think I'm more at home there. I'm more comfortable there. I can more, you know, hear something and produce it a little bit quicker, you know. But when I was growing up, I associated piano with classical lessons. I didn't realize you could write songs on it at first, right? So when I started listening to Arlo Guthrie and Bob Dylan and Keb Mo, that's when I was like, okay, I need to play guitar so that I can write songs.
right.
At some point I figured out it's all just music. So I love them both, but I think I'm a little more at home on the keys.
Is that your main instrument to write when you sit down and start to write a song, or does
It's
change?
about 50-50.
Oh, nice.
I go through phases where it's heavily guitar or heavily keys, or maybe I'll try to pull out a different instrument that I'm terrible at to just because sometimes that sparks creativity too.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So if we all of a sudden hear a flute or a saxophone, we'll be like, Andy's getting
He's
crazy.
in a mood.
It could happen. Yeah, he's in a mood.
He's in a
That's
mood.
like Metallica for you. That's like
Nice.
me with a flute.
Okay.
It's a similar sound. No.
You would have had me going.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
would have absolutely sung me. Let's get to another song.
Yeah.
I would love that. What else? What's next on the queue?
Well, I already let out Every Little Thing About Love, so let's kind of do that. And did you write that one? Do you remember if you wrote that one on the piano or the guitar?
I wrote that one on the guitar.
On the guitar. All right. Tell us a little bit about Every Little Thing About Love.
Well, there's a little bit of a story behind it. It's a love song, but I went back to school a few years ago. I went to school at CU Denver for jazz piano, and then a few years ago, I took some online courses from Berkeley Online to learn about composing for film and television and orchestration. And we had to learn about all these different genres of film. And they would give us deleted scenes from famous movies and make us rewrite the music, you know, with the orchestration and stuff, and embed it in the scene and turn it in. So I ended up getting to score like 007 scenes and Meet the Fockers and all kinds of fun stuff. In 1 week, we were learning about horror films, and the teacher talked to us about the Fibonacci sequence. Mm-hmm. Have you guys know about this?
I do. I just because I spent time as a day trader, and
Okay.
that was kind of a huge aspect of it, the graphs and everything. So it's,
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Wow. Well, so it spans.
But it's in everything.
It's
So,
in
yeah.
everything, and in horror films, it's used to create something that you don't necessarily see coming. Like, if I were to surprise you from the other room, and you guys didn't know you were interviewing me, right? And then all of a sudden I appear, the horn section might play the Fibonacci sequence because it's not super random. Subconsciously, we can kind of hear the rhythm, but we don't know what it is. It's a little different. So anyway, it's fascinating, and I decided I was going to write an original, folk song using the Fibonacci sequence. But then, just in the chorus, Fibonacci sequence in the chorus, and the song starts with the chorus, by the way. But then I realized, because someone told me at a show, I left one of the numbers out of the Fibonacci sequence. So this song actually has nothing to do with the Fibonacci sequence. But for the music nerds, there is a measure of 5 in the chorus.
That's awesome. I love it when someone comes up, they're like, "You're wrong." Like, just to let you know.
And they were so right about it.
That's hilarious. You go through your entire life and someone's like, "You know what? We're going to throw this at you."
Yeah.
It sometimes takes that. Okay, so this is kind of Fibonacci-esque.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Love it. All right, Andy Sydow, this is Every Little Thing About Love. We will be right back.
Show me every little thing about love, and take me somewhere I don't know a thing about love. I've been all the things that go betweens with empty means before. I've been flying high to the girl that says she needs a little more. You don't seem that way, my dear. My dear, you don't seem that way, my dear. Let's take a risk, take a holiday from our fears, my dear. Will you show me every little thing about love, and take me somewhere I don't know a thing about love? If I was insincere, another beer would take me through the night. But here with you, I look forward to the crow that brings the light. You got everything I need, you've got everything I need. Pull my heart from my sleeve, make me believe you got everything I need. Will you show me every little thing about love, and take me somewhere I don't know a thing about love? Show me every little thing about love, and take me somewhere I don't know a thing about love. Will you show me every little thing about love, and take me somewhere I don't know a thing about love?
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for tuning into a special interview here on K4CO Radio. We have Andy Sydow here with us, and we were just talking while that song was playing. You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And you can hit a wide range of notes, which is pretty impressive.
I appreciate that.
You go pretty high, pretty low, very lyrical, kind of catchy.
Very Dylan-esque.
Yeah, you have a lot of different genres, and I hope this is a compliment. I'm not a musician at all, but I know when I hear good and bad. You definitely fall in the very talented. It does. I like that you said Tom Petty for the first one, and it kind of, you have that pop, country, bluesy, alternative singer-songwriter feel to it. It's very versatile. I think it's beautiful, very catchy kind of tunes.
Thank you.
So thank you for I now know Fibonacci. I learned something new today.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
very cool.
Isn't that just bizarre how we were just talking about when the song was playing, how it applies to so many different things in life.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And like you said, life is math in a lot of it. Like, it's craziness. So I'm going to be looking that up tonight because, I only knew it for one aspect. And, music is awesome.
Tell us how it's working with your band here in Colorado and you in Nashville. Sounds like you're kind of back and forth pretty frequently.
Yeah, strangely. Yeah, it's working strangely. No, you know what? I've had so many different bandmates over the years, and being a good band leader is very hard to do, especially when you're traveling around. And, I remember in my early 20s, just like, where can we play? Sure, we'll play at your bar 1,500 miles away. And it's hard to fairly pay other musicians that way and stuff, and find people that are willing to do the thing. But, you know, I don't know. It takes a while to find the right players. And, you know, we've all progressed together, and I've had this, essentially this same band more or less for several years. So when I left, I knew that wasn't it. And I still play with other players all the time in Nashville, but when I do, you know, the band show, anytime I can, I love having my group here, and they're actually, after the Bluebird show, they're all coming out to Nashville, and we're going to do City Winery and then a couple week run in the South.
Nice.
Very nice.
How big is your band?
It depends. The core group is a 4-piece, but we'll be performing at the Bluebird as a 6-piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
A couple other friends I like to have when we can.
Okay. Well, shout out to your bandmates. And
Yeah.
that's pretty special.
Yeah.
It'll be cool to have them in Nashville. They'll get a little taste of what you've been doing.
Absolutely.
6 pieces, quite a bit. So who do you have in there? What instruments?
So I switch between guitar and keys.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another guitar player, bass and drums. And then my brother-in-law, who actually lives with us in Nashville, and he's a senior at Belmont. He's a piano major. He plays keys with me sometimes. And then this Bluebird show, we've got a female backing vocalist, Lauren Freehoff, who's an amazing singer-songwriter, and she's just going to sing with us, and I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. Very nice.
Well, I know that you collaborated with Racine Parker.
Yeah.
Are there any other people along your journey that you have shared the stage with that has been really impactful for you?
Well, getting to do a show and a record with Anders Osborne was, I mean, that's on the top of the list for me. I know I've mentioned that already, but he was, still is a really big influence, but was, my biggest influence for a long time. So that was big. I just got to do a couple shows supporting John Hyatt, who's one of my very favorite songwriters.
Love John Hyatt.
So that was amazing. And then I'm doing a couple shows. We've done a couple, and we're doing a couple more with this husband-wife duo out of Nashville called Gold Pine. All one word, incredible harmonies, lyrics, the whole thing. So that's a group to check out if you haven't heard of it.
Okay, Gold Pine. Okay, you don't happen to know Julie Savannah, do you?
No.
Okay.
Who's Julie Savannah?
She's she's also in Nashville, I think, as we speak.
Wonderful singer-songwriter.
She kind of splits her time, too. So we will connect you guys. And
Let's do
she's another just beautiful voice, beautiful vocalist. So, yeah, we love our musicians, especially the great ones. We'll only throw you the great ones. And we do have a lot of those. But.
Got a lot of talent here in your bio. So it says you worked with classical musicians in Denver to record a 6-song EP. How was that? How was that experience?
Like nothing I've ever done before. So after I finished these Berklee online classes, I wanted to do a project where I kind of put the two worlds together, the cinematic world and my singer-songwriter, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. I think I'm calling it cinematic folk for now. That's my working genre title.
I like it.
But basically, I had to write all the sheet music, and it's a string quartet and a French horn. We couldn't. It was going to be very difficult logistics-wise to do a full symphony, which was my first thought. Maybe down the line,
right.
But so it was the 6 of us. And I wrote the music ahead of time and did little MIDI mock-ups. Like I played their instruments in on a computer so they could hear the recording and see the sheet music. And what happened was we all showed up at Mighty Fine Studios in Denver, and we just sat in a circle, and they are incredible classical musicians, so they just sight-read everything. And we did 3 takes of every song. They went home, and then we picked the best one of each. And it was interesting because there was so much pre-production. Like we couldn't get in the studio and mess around like you do with your band.
Right.
None of that. It had to be very exact.
Yeah, fine-tuned a little bit.
Yeah.
Paying by the minute.
Totally.
Bring your A game or, go big or go home,
Yeah.
essentially.
But it was cool, too, because once it was done, it was done. It was like, oh, here it is. Great.
Right.
I liked that aspect.
Nice. No lingering.
Yeah.
That must have been incredible writing the sheet music. Like myself, I can read tab, I can read piano, but putting it together, especially for other instruments.
Yeah.
I mean, and there are certain instruments where it's completely different.
Yes.
The notes on it. So
Different clef.
You
different
studied all
range.
of this, and so was it pretty easy for you to put it together?
Well, I mean, I won't lie. I still, if it's been a while since I've written for a specific instrument, I'll still get on Wikipedia and double check the range.
Right. Right.
But yes and no. I mean, yes, it's challenging, but also it feels very, I guess there's an infinite number of possibilities, but it sort of feels like Sudoku. It feels like a puzzle, and you kind of work the parts, and then you can tell when they all fit in together well.
Man.
I love it. Yeah, the ultimate puzzle. Let's play. I want to make sure we get to all your songs because they're amazing. I got to listen to all 4 that we're playing, and man, you have a lot of great ones. I mean, we could play all 14 that were sent. Man, we could just have a day with Andy.
You said 14?
14. Yeah, we kind of had
it was great. I was
right
like,
back.
oh man,
It's like, that's great. Are there particular ones that we should play?
Yeah.
So-
it's amazing. We got to have a good taste of it. Which one? Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to save your latest release for the last one, which is perfect, actually, with it being in mid-December. This next one, so that we'll play is Night Skin, right here, which is the album title.
Yes.
Right? All right. So tell us a little bit about the song, but then also tell us what made, I'm always curious what makes, especially in the day of albums,
Yeah.
why bands and artists say, okay, this song is the album song, is the album title.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think there's less. The main thing for me was which one of these would sound the coolest.
Nice.
And I thought Night Skin sounds pretty cool. And it's kind of, it leaves plenty to the imagination as well. And my mom is a terrific painter. She painted the album art. And it's this couple on this beautiful background that she made. It's this couple in their, like, in the night. It's hard to describe it.
I saw it, the blue figures.
Yeah. It's really she said that's the one song I have no idea what to paint for, and that's how I knew that was going to be the album title.
That's awesome. Oh, I love I read about that your mom was involved. That's really special.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I love it. Sorry.
It is
I'm kind of silly.
beautiful art, I must say, just looking at it right here. That's you come from really creative, talented people.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Heck yeah. All right, well, we're going to play Night Skin real quick. We're going to be right back, and we're going to be talking a little bit more with Andy. And enjoy. This is the album title track, Night Skin.
Grab your jacket, fix your hair, say your goodbyes, let's get out of here. Take my safety, take me home, take me somewhere so I'm not alone. To old love stories already told, may we continue to be so bold. I feel like thunder, you feel free. Feel your night skin next to me. Lay my clothes down by your bed, reveal my secrets, rest my head. Don't need solemn, I don't want sweet, I need you with me, I need your human heat. Two old love stories already told. May we continue to be so bold. I feel like thunder, you feel free. I feel your night skin next to me. When the crack shakes early light, it's time to go now. You'll be alright. I'll pick my shirt up off your floor, leave all impressions by the door. Two old love stories already told. May we continue to be so bold. You felt like thunder, I feel free. With some other night skin next to me.
Andy Sydow right there with Night Skin. Beautiful, beautiful song. I really like that one. We didn't get into really what you wrote it about, though.
Yeah, it's a song about a one night stand, and so if I mean not mine, someone else's.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, and for all the people listening that might not know what that is, it's where you get together with one other person. It could be more, but usually
Could be
one.
multiple, yeah.
And you stand up the entire night. You don't sit down all night. It's a one night stand, and then the next morning you part ways and you never talk to each other again.
And your mom drew this for you.
That's awesome.
I never
You
told her
have
what it was about.
The coolest
Ooh.
mom on planet Earth. Like,
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Wow.
Well, it's art, you know.
She's like, son, I know about one night stand. Let me draw this a little bit.
I don't know if that's how our conversation went.
And I didn't realize that you had to stand the entire night for a one night stand. I've just learned something new.
Yep.
Yeah, you get real
I guess-
tired. I mean,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
It's a challenge.
it is. It definitely is. Wow. So your mom to this day didn't know what that song was about?
I'm not sure.
I hope she's
I
listening.
really hope she's listening
I
too.
bet she is.
All
Be
right,
a
shout
good
out to
Christmas
Andy's
present.
mom.
Yeah.
Now she's, I can't wait. You need to tell us her reaction when she hears that this is about a one night stand.
I will. She might request a new album cover and a change to the title.
I think
We'll see.
it's beautiful. To me, I mean, now that we know the cat's out of the bag, but it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's a great album cover.
To me, it's about a man and woman that are embraced and floating in the universe. That's what it looks like to me.
That would have been a better way to say one night stand. I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are so. I
Yeah.
mean, isn't that what it looks like? Here, I'm going to turn for those of you that can't see that. To me, that's exactly what it looks like. They're floating in the galaxy amongst the beautiful night sky, and they
I love
are
that.
just kind of intertwined. I think it's absolutely beautiful. But hey, I have my own crazy interpretations. So, well, this is so beautiful. I know we have one more that we absolutely have to get to. So you'll be at Eddie V's and doing some private parties, and you have Bluebird Theater on January 3rd.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Full band. That's the Night Skin album release party. We'll have it on vinyl. We'll have it on CD. We might even have the acoustic versions of Night Skin on CD. We'll see if they come in time. But that's the big one. So if you want to come see us, it's the full band. We go on at 8. We're not going on at 10:30 or anything like that. It's an early night. There's one opener, Mike Ring, who's a wonderful local artist, and then there's going to be a late night set from the Regular, who's a killer, Americana rock band locally as well. So it's going to be a fun night.
Nice. 8 p.m. Okay. And where can people not only find tickets for you, where are you? Obviously, you're on Spotify, albums. Where else can they find your music?
You can find out any information about playing and streaming and merch at andysydow.com. And then you can find the music on all the streaming platforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apple, Android.
Yeah. All of
them. Spotify.
There's like 9,000 streaming platforms now.
Yeah,
there are a few.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you're doing a full acoustic version of that album.
Yes.
Are you still in the process of recording that? Has it all been recorded and you're just kind of waiting for...
It's being mastered. It came about because one of the songs on the album, Amy Amen, we did 3 different versions of it before we came up with the one that made it on the actual album. One of the versions is just me and Anders playing acoustic guitar and singing. So I wanted to release that song, and then I thought, well, might as well just do different versions of all of these. And it was all in one day in a studio here in Denver, and we just got it done. And it's been sitting around for the last little bit, so I'm excited to have these finished up finally.
Nice. And you do you play a lot just every once in a while, just kind of by yourself with the guitar and piano? And what's your favorite? Do you like the solo part aspect of it, or do you like the full band better?
I love both. Actually, all 3. So I play solo and I tour solo a lot. In fact, that's been most of it, I think, since COVID, right? It's been mostly solo travels and stuff. And, for folk festivals, songwriter festivals, it's a lot of times that's just what makes sense. I love playing with the band. Whenever I play solo for too long, I just crave, the camaraderie of, and being able to dance around. It's a little less talking, a little more rocking out. And then we've started doing some of these orchestra shows where I give the sheet music to local musicians, and we do the show. We did it at Denver. The orchestra EP we made is called Measure 1, and so we did it at Dazzle in Denver, and then I'm about to do it in Michigan with a youth orchestra, which I'm so excited about.
Oh, nice.
So it's kind of 3 completely different creative things that I can't tell you which one I like more. I think it just, whatever I'm doing, I like.
That's very cool, actually. So you give them the sheet music, and then you guys just get up and play together. How long do they have to kind of go through the sheet music and the songs and everything before you get up?
Well, at Dazzle, I used professional musicians, and I sent it to them a week in advance, and then we just had sound check. We ran through everything once at sound check, and then did the show. With the youth orchestra, it's going to be the same thing because I get into town the day of the show, but they're going to have it well in advance and have some instruction from a teacher. So it's going to be, I'm actually really, really excited to try it with students.
Yeah. What age range? How'd you get hooked up with this?
We think it's going to be high schoolers.
Okay.
But trying a couple different possibilities. So, yeah.
And what city is this going to be in?
It's at the Acorn Theater in Three Oaks, Michigan.
Michigan. Okay. That's a far trek for us. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Tell
really...
me about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually do it. Yeah.
That's true. That's really cool. Well, I'm curious if, I know you're in Nashville now, but it sounds like, of course, you're traveling quite a bit. Is there the ultimate venue? What would that look like for you?
What? Oh, gosh. That's well, growing up in Colorado, it's on the bucket list. I really hope to play Red Rocks someday. Even as an opening act or whatever, I hope to play Red Rocks. I think that would be amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna make that my answer because there's so many great rooms. I don't want to single anyone out. But if you say Red Rocks, everyone gets it. They're like, well, yeah.
For sure. We are so blessed to be in the state, and especially with Nashville. I mean, you're in the heart of it. But yeah, here in Colorado, I mean, to play at the Bluebird Theater, I mean, that's pretty iconic as well. And yeah, lots of gigs around here are pretty special.
Yeah.
One other question. With everything that you've gone through since the beginning, maybe even just the last decade, for what you know right now today, especially with just outing yourself with what a nightstand is, a one-night stand.
Yeah.
What would you tell your younger self 10 years ago with all the knowledge that you have today?
Well, first off, you said just the last decade. I'm in my early 30s, okay? I want the people listening to know I'm not like...
You're not 80.
Yeah. Yeah, like all this time. Yeah, I think...
You started young. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would tell my younger self, gosh, I think I would tell my younger self to not be afraid to imitate stuff that you love. I think being your own sound just comes with time, and imitation, I think, is a big part of that. You really have to copy the people that you love and admire in order to do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. You draw inspiration from everything and everyone around you. It helps create you. I love that. Awesome. Well, tell us. I want to make sure we play this. This is so fitting. Then this is your newest release, correct?
Yeah.
And it's called This New Year's Day.
Yes.
And I loved all of your songs, but this one had kind of the riff. Am I saying that right? With the guitar? The slide.
Yeah, the lap steel. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Tell us about this song and what inspired you to write this one.
And this one was recorded at my home studio and then finished up at Six Studio in Lafayette. So that was it's not part of an album, just a single. It's written about, at the end of every year, I make New Year's resolutions. Do you do that?
I do.
Yeah.
Whether they come to fruition.
Spreadsheets.
Oh,
the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Same thing. You have all these ambitions, like for looking in the mirror and being Superman 6 months from now or whatever. And then sure enough, by the second week of February,
you're
not going to the gym 3 days a week. Yeah. You're not sober. Whatever it is, it's different for everybody.
I love it. Okay.
That's what it's about. New Year's resolutions, and maybe this year will be different.
I love that statistic where like gym memberships just go skyrocket right around New Year's time.
Well, I have to know now what is on the list. What are 2 of your New Year's resolutions?
Oh, you're going to make them share.
Absolutely.
I haven't written 2025 New Year's resolutions yet. So.
Today is the day. I want one.
Okay.
You're demanding today. I like it. All right.
Okay. Well, Ellie, I've probably confided in you all my resolutions without even knowing.
When you're done, I have one for you if you haven't done it.
Okay, I want that. I think my resolution is going to be to continue to make stuff consistently. This was the first year I was very consistent about releasing. I think we put out like 16 or 17 songs this year.
That's impressive.
I want to keep doing that because there's definitely this stigmatism around, everyone expects consistent content and you got to just do it when you're feeling creative. But when you're kind of forced to be creative often, it makes you better. And I've felt that over the last year, and I would like to continue that.
Okay. So be a little more consistent with creativity.
Yeah.
That's the one I was going to say too.
Well, and the thing I really need to be more consistent creativity-wise is social media.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not just making the art, but getting it out there. It's just
showing the art,
it's
sharing
the game.
it.
Yeah, it's part of the game these days.
Exactly.
100%. We feel your pain.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is sure
A lot of times,
more content.
You don't want to do it, but it's today. It's the world today. It's how you get it out. Yep, exactly. Well, yeah, I do have one for you. If you have not done it, the only reason I say it is because Red Rocks is Red Rocks. It's amazing. I used to work security there, and for overnighters, like you have, for example, like the jam bands that play like multiple days, you'd have to have somebody there throughout the night. So you'd have to walk around once every hour. And then, so after I walked around, I was able to just sit down, and, the guy I was there with as well, sit down. I brought my guitar, I played it, and playing it when it's empty and just hearing that echo and that acoustics is absolutely amazing. So try to get it there. I mean, people have done it, when people are running the stairs or something like that. But try to sit there and then just play and just listen. Close your eyes and listen to that. It's amazing.
Cool. Did you do it on the stage or on the...
I did it on the stage.
Wow.
Yep. Did it on the stage, and it was just great. I mean, it was nighttime. Nobody was there except me and this other guy who were the security guys, and I just played, and it was absolutely
cool.
Amazing. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So definitely try to do that.
We'll make it happen.
I agree. Man, you throw that on your New Year's resolution.
That'll help with content. There you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
I mean, that's such a beautiful album cover right now. Just you and the guitar on an empty stage. I mean, I'm kind of Forrest Gumping it right at the moment, but I mean, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Have your mom come out, sketch a little something of just you. I'm sorry, your poor mother. You look beautiful, by the way, Andy's mom. I thank you for drawing this artwork. She's a gorgeous, gorgeous woman. But yeah, that could be like the title of your next album.
Yeah.
Me and my guitar, our New Year's resolutions.
I like
Make
it.
dreams come true.
There we go. Okay, I'm going to write that down.
Okay, we're here for the inspiration.
Well, Andy Sydow, thank you very much for coming in. This has been a pleasure. And then we were talking kind of behind the scenes. We definitely want you to come back in sometime with your guitar and do a little live set for us here in the studio.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Next time you're in Colorado, that'd be great.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, definitely best of luck to you, especially writing your the rest of your New Year's goals. And then Bluebird, Eddie V's tonight. And you said Gaylord quite a few times while you're here too, right?
Yeah, I think tomorrow night is one of them.
Excellent.
Yep.
Very nice. Well, it's AndySydow.com, AndySydow.com. Definitely check him out. And thank you again very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you both for having me. I really, really, really appreciate it.
No problem.
It's been fun.
Right after this, we're going to return to your normal programmed schedule, but this is for the last song, Andy Sydow with This New Year's Day. You all take care.
Waking up on New Year's Day. Days are going over my face. The very first time. Got a fresh start. Feels like there's down the back. And nothing's gonna leave me behind. I blow all my habits, a last kiss. Throwing out the things I'll never miss. But the price of imperfection, the cost of what we need, it just makes me feel so low. Shotgunning our virtues just to throw them all away, it's all I really know. But maybe we can find another way this New Year's Day. January sees the man I can become, while March just wants to pour me a drink. No, nothing seems to fit quite right. Reality starts to hammer down my pride. Soon July and last December will be best friends, 'cause they both saw the same old signs. These customs have become antiques. I'm just a man and I am weak. But the price of imperfection, the cost of what we need, it just makes me feel so low. Shotgunning our virtues just to throw them all away, it's all I really know. But maybe we can find another way this New Year's Day. All said and done, I'll look back on the pledges that I broke. Well, maybe I don't need to be saved. Maybe I should just keep dancing to my grave. But the price of imperfection, the cost of what we need, it just makes me feel so low. Shotgunning our virtues just to throw them all away, it's all I really know. Shotgunning our virtues just to throw them all away, it's all I really know. But maybe we can find another way this New Year's Day.